What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to publish a map. I'm going to go through all the basics, that way you can finally have your own maps published just like I do. As you can see here, my name is DMT Nick and I've published all these maps so far. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody playing them right now, but occasionally I will get a couple people, 10, 15, 20 people sometimes. This Holiday Zone Wars map had 300 people at one point. But I use this 1v1 map every single day. So make sure that you guys check out this 1v1 map. Make sure you let me know what you think about it in the comments. And now I'm going to go into the process of how to make a map and how to publish it. So very first thing you have to do is you have to go into the creative tab under Epic. So go to Buy Epic, click on the Creative tab, and ready up. That's the very first thing you have to do. I posted another video earlier about how to make zones in a Zone Wars map, and someone commented on how do I get to the player portal. And so that's why I just told you guys that that's where you have to go. To the Creative. In the tab under Buy Epic, in order to make a map, that is the very first place you have to go. So you see we're loading in here now, and here we go with all these nonsense things popping up on my screen. Bear with me. And here we are. So I already made this entire brand new zero delay practice map. What I'm going to do is show you guys how would you do this. So you would go to this little thing right here and change destination, create new, and you have all these islands that you can choose from. For this one, I used the extra large grid island, and then once you select it, you got to title it. And then once you title it, you can go into it, and you'll be in an empty map right here. This is what you will load into. But obviously I already put this whole map together. So real quick, I'm going to just go ahead and walk you through all of the basics. Obviously, you're going to need your player spawners. So let's delve into the settings you're going to need behind the player spawners. Open up the settings, and the only thing that I ever change is visible in game to off. That's it. It's really simple. And it gets more complex when you're using a Zone Wars map, or if you're trying to spawn in loot directly into your inventory. Whereas in a map like this, you are going to be choosing your items on your own. So to make this process, I'll go into the settings of this. So first you're going to have to go into Creative, Devices, and item spawner. Once you put down the item spawner, you set spawn item on timer to instant, respawn item on timer to instant, and then you make sure that the base visible during game is set to off. Once you change those settings, you just copy it before putting any weapons into it. Make sure you copy it after changing the settings before placing any weapons. Then you can go ahead and place as many item spawners as you want. That way you don't have to go in and change the settings in every single one. If you change the settings in one and then copy and paste, all of the settings will be changed. Once you have all of the item spawners placed, you can then go ahead and head to weapons and place any weapons that you'd like into any of the player spawners. Make sure you're standing right over it, and just as you see, I'm playing on controller, so I hold triangle on a PS5 controller to drop the items that I want into each player spawner. Once you drop all your weapons into the player spawners and you have everything set up the way you want it to be, then you can go ahead and start making your different areas. So I have free builds, target practice with bots and animals, another target practice, strictly edits, and then tunnels. So I have a lot going on in this game. This free builds is very basic, so I'm going to show you guys what's going on here. So you see the sign, you just walk right into it. Brings you into a completely different area. Now you might be thinking, whoa, well, how did that work? So I'm going to walk you through this. So the first thing you're going to need is a teleporter. You're going to go into your devices and you're going to grab your teleporter. And if you have a keyboard hooked up, you can just type it in to make it easier for yourself. There you see, we got our teleporter. And that's really all that's going on. The other item that I am using is this class selector, but it's actually not doing anything. I simply have it there for show. And then obviously I am using a billboard to display the words that I have written here. The main thing you need to focus on though is the teleporter. So you put down the teleporter and you have to make sure that you have target group set to the letter that you want to be going to. Now once you go over here, so obviously this teleporter is not here when I first built it, so obviously the very first thing you have to do is put down this teleporter. Then you'll have to fly yourself manually over to where you want this teleporter to take you to. Once you manually get yourself over to where you want to be, you put this teleporter down and you make sure that teleporter group is group B. And then target group is group A to then bring you back to your home area. Now, these explosive devices are how you are resetting the builds in this free build area. And so the easiest way to do this, I'm just doing rifts because I'm going to place these rifts all around the edge of the entire area. That way, if you build all the way over here, you don't have to go all the way back here to reset the builds. Now I know it looks confusing, but it's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. So obviously you're going to need a teleporter, and again in devices, it's the explosive device. Now I have these teleporters here because they are linked to each other, so I go through this one, that puts me in this one, I go through this one, and it doesn't do anything because all you need is one functioning one. Just to teleport you, and that is going to activate the explosive device. And these are the settings you need to copy in order to make sure that you have it working properly. Can be damaged to off, display damage numbers to off, blast radius to max, player damage, this is huge, you have to make sure that you have player damage to 0, ignore team for damage, none, structure damage, I usually set it to about 500, damage indestructible buildings, no, knockback, none, blast line of sight, no, explode on proximity, off, has time detonation, off, play audio, no. Range visualization, off. Visible during game, no. This is huge. Collision during games, off. Otherwise, you'll have invisible bumpers that you'll just be running into and you won't know why. And then play audio to no. And then you can have it barrel or bomb. I just keep it as the barrel. Now, this is what's going to make it work. You're going to have to go to explode when receiving from the teleporter that you're using. Teleporter 34. And also on exploded, send event to the exact same explosive device and have it reset. That way you can build, as you see here, I'm building, and then I go through this build, and Oh, I'm sorry. It doesn't work because I'm not in the game. Hasn't started. I apologize. I will show you in a second. Let me start the game for you. And so you see here, none of the bases are visible. This is what you see when the game started. And I pick it up, drops it right back down for anybody else that's in the lobby. And then I get to just run right through this. And then I can build here. And as I went through the reset builds teleporter, my builds reset. Takes a second, but gets the job done. Alright, on to the next part. So you end the game, return to island. Then you might be asking yourselves, well, how did you get that backdrop? So the backdrop is another device, and it's the barrier device. Once you have the barrier device, I usually go a little bit under the ground. And you see here, I placed it here. And you just size it to however you want your size to be. And then you get to change the material. And then you have to make sure that it's on hollow box. That's all you need to do for that in order to get the backdrop. And you can change, there's so many different options that you can choose from as well. And then I'm just gonna double check, make sure that, yeah, because this one's not working real quick. So target, yeah, so okay, so teleporter group L, that would probably help, right? Not the same thing. So yeah, there we go. There we go, now it's working. Now both of them are working. Alright, and then again, once you change the settings in one explosive device, then you copy and paste it. You don't just put down a bunch of them and one by one change the settings on all of them. You link the teleporter to one device, and then once you copy and paste it, they will be linked to every single one of them. Why do you need multiple explosive devices? Because the radiuses in the explosive devices are not big enough for some reason. Like, this area right here won't reset, so the radiuses are not big enough. So unfortunately, you have to put a bunch of random ones all over the place, which makes it somewhat laggy sometimes. Like, as you saw, it's a little slow to detonate, but as of right now, that's the only options that we have. So now I label back to hub, so I can get back to hub. And then here we go with our target practice with bots and animals. So this is just a simple teleporter process again. And then again, I used a different backdrop. And then all I did here with devices is I went and I spawned in a different types of targets, bots, and animals. And then there's really no settings you need to do for any of this. So this is just going to be free build with target bots. And then you can go back in here, and I have a more in-depth aim trainer. And so this one only functions when the game is starting, so I'll show you that, guys. I'll show you that in a second. And then I have practice your edits. So this one is new. So level 1, go beyond this door and start yourself a journey on practicing single edits. I placed all of these. So look, so basically I pre-placed all of the wood so you can load in and just simply practice the single edit, and then the double edit, and then the triple edit. And so everything's pre-placed to help you really focus on your crosshair placement. And then this is my most fun part, the tunnels. I'm actually going to start the game and show you guys how this works. So the tunnels, I had a lot of fun making these, and I also had a lot of fun playing them. So you come into this nice, beautiful looking tunnel area, and you see there's some bots in there, and then I can just tunnel as I please, or I could just sit here and try to practice this bot a little bit. They respawn every 3 seconds. That's also a setting inside of the bot setting. I'll show you guys that in a second after I go through this. And again, I'm not the best Fortnite player, but I'm learning. $185, 200, 200. And then when I go through that teleporter, see, now all my builds are gone. And the bots are back, so I can go through the same one again if I liked it. If I like this one and it helps me, I can go through this one. You can do different angles, like got a bot up here, 200. And then I go through it and it resets the builds. Boom. And then now I have a different tunnel here. I can go through this. And so the idea is that you're getting to practice your tunneling for endgame situations. And for anybody that plays competitive, you guys definitely know that this is 100% extremely necessary in endgame scenarios. And I am still practicing on all of my edits and my builds, and I do play on a controller, so not the best, but I'm getting there. And then once I go through this teleporter, see there's nowhere to go, so I have to go through it. Brings me out and the build's reset. And if I want to go through the same one again, I can, or I can go on to the next. We got another bot here. 200, 200. Locked in. And then I left like some open spaces here so you guys can choose to like go up a level if you want and practice some drop downs and some backups like that. What? There we go. Now you're gonna get into some different obstacles. Forced peanut butter right here. Forced peanut butter side hop. And then again, the teleporter brings you out and it resets all the builds. And then anytime you can just go into these and it'll bring you back to the hub. Go back in. And there's more tunnels up there. And there's also 2 more tunnels over there. And that is about it for this map. So that's how you make a practice map, a very basic practice map. Now I'm going to end the game, and I'm going to go through the process on how do you publish it now that you've made it. So now my whole map is complete. I'm ready to publish it. I go into my island, and I simply go over to Tools, and I click Publish. Once I click publish, it is creating my private code, and I can test the island with my private code. But in order to fully publish it, I must go into my creator portal to publish it on the website. If you do not have the creator portal, comment, how do I get the creator portal? But what I would suggest doing, instead of waiting for me to make a second video, I would just go on to I think you could just go on to Fortnite creator portal. I've had publishing abilities for like a year now, so I don't really remember exactly what I had to do. But I know it's not nearly as hard as getting a supported creator code. And so here we are. Hold on, let me pull it up on my screen. Here we are here with the Fortnite creator portal, and I will go into projects, and you have all your maps, and here we have the one I just published, Zero Delay Practice Map. And so you click it on publish. You got to make sure that you have your numbers up here, and then title it what you want it to title. I think I'm just going to keep it as Zero Delay Practice Map. Use this map to practice all of your skills from aim training to editing. This map has it all. Invite your friends and have fun on the newest practice map. So just write a quick description, and then tags. Usually it tags free for all, and this is a practice map, so I'm definitely gonna have to click practice. This is also a building map, so put building. You can only do 4 tags, and you have to do 4 tags. So usually I'll do like free for all, practice, building, and zone wars, because I usually make zone war maps. But what else could I do? Edit course, yeah, that's a good one. Edit course, and then first bullet, great aim training, great edit courses, and have fun. And then you click next. Now this part, I'm gonna have to enter my email address, so I will be sliding this off screen as I do that. And then you just click, once you enter the email address, it will bring you to this page right here, and you have to correctly answer this. So you're going to have to click game, because obviously it's a game. Now, even though it is Fortnite, the answer to this very first question about violence, blood, and gory images is actually yes. And then the violence is actually implied against humans, even though it's a cartoon. But then, fantastical or realistic, this is where it is fantastical instead of realistic. So you click fantastical, and it is also childlike. And then again, it is not realistic, and you'll click unrealistic. And then the last option is the answer here, depicted from a close-up perspective. And then the level of blood or gore associated is absolutely none. Does it take place in a realistic? That would only even be possible if you were using UEFN. It's not possible on creative inside of the Fortnite. So no. Can innocent, defenseless characters be seriously injured or killed? Now, usually you would say no, But because I put animals in this, I'm gonna have to say yes without consequences. Are there any fierce sounds, sinister or intimidating characters, dark overtones? I'm gonna again have to say yes because I put in some monsters. This game contain pictures or sounds like scary, horrifying, or disturbing. Please note the question does not refer to user-generated content. No. No, 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 no. And then miscellaneous, the answer is yes. And then yes, 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 yes. And then all no's. And then next. And the good news is I got a teen rating. That's exactly what you need to be getting in the Americas. And you just click finish. And the last thing that you will need to do is generate a thumbnail. Now, usually when I'm generating my thumbnails, what I like to do is to take a screenshot of the actual map that I made. Because I am unfortunately not very good. What the heck? I'm not very good at making thumbnails. So what I think I'm gonna do is take a map of my tunneling area. Maybe. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a picture, screenshot of this right here. Literally. This bot. Maybe? I don't know, I can't decide right now. But you need to make a thumbnail. I think I'm gonna go into... Yeah, I'm actually gonna go into replays. I'm gonna go into replays and take a screenshot without my character. Nah. Might keep the character. It might low-key be funny. Low-key it might be. I'm trying to think of what I want, where I want my thumbnail to be. I'm just so bad at thinking of good thumbnails. So bad at thinking of them. This might be a good thumbnail. And we'll take a screenshot. Open up the gallery. There it is right there. And so I should be able to pull this over, add image. And there it is right there. Open. And that's my thumbnail. And it's pretty lame, but you can always go back and change your thumbnail at any time. And then you publish it. And it takes forever for it to get approved. It'll be pending in review. And then once it is approved, you will get a new public code that you can give to your friends and play with other people and promote on any of your social media accounts. So that is the full walkthrough of how to publish a map on Fortnite. And this was a practice map. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this helped you somewhat. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button and comment what else you would like me to make any videos about. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you again soon.